All right, good evening, everyone. Happy to have you here. Very excited to have Natalia here. I'm Martha Chamberlain with Mossy Ventures. So Natalia has what I consider a very interesting company, Snotar. What they do is they do custom software development, and they do it in a way that is supportive of particularly small companies, startup companies. A lot of experience with that. They've been doing it for years, and they can help you with basically any part of your technical journey. They can help you go from a very early stage to get it more stable, to to protect it from invasion that there might be, also to help you scale a lot of different things. And so very useful for an early stage startup company or even for later stage going on. All right, Natalia, thank you. Please go ahead and get started.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, yeah, I'm representing Snotter Company and we are working a lot with startups, and now I will go deeper in details. So, about our company. So, we have 18 years
Oh,
of expertise and we have lots of
I'm, I'm,
projects
I'm
completed
sorry,
and
excuse me.
lots,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Natalia. What we see is the SNOTAR an acceptance certificate.
Um, just a
Yeah,
moment.
maybe bring that down and start over again. Sorry.
It's
I mean, I saw
just,
something.
hmm.
We're, we're having a lot of fun things happen this evening.
Mhm. I will try to share again. Mhm. If you can see it now.
Yes, yes, this is correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So, yeah, about our company. Yeah, as I mentioned, we have many years of expertise and many projects in our background, and lots of them are startups. Also, we have team of 80 people, and we are located in 3 countries. Uh, In Latvia, we have a legal entity and management staff and sales, and most of our developers located in Ukraine or are from Ukraine, and that's why our prices are quite competitive. And also we have a representative office in United Kingdom and some of managerial staff there. So yeah, you can communicate. Uh, Here are our customers' geography. As you can see, we work all over the world and also in many platforms like Clutch, Design Rush, and so on. And if you will check in internet, you will find that we have very good rating there and quite many good reviews from our clients. Okay, about our team, um, we have quite many business analysts, and that's what differs us from different developers because we are always trying to go deeper in business and to understand business, to understand the product we are building, and to make something really valuable for our client. And of course, we have developers, AI developers, designers, and then here are some competences that are like our main competences, but we are working, I think, in any sphere and with any technology. Okay, so why usually companies choose Snotter? First of all, it's because our technical expertise. We have really qualified developers on board and business analysts, and all together can bring the product in good terms and with a good quality and also with a good price. The next point is team scalability, and that means that we can grow together with our clients. For example, if your startup is growing, we can grow together and we can manage to get additional people in your team within 2-3 weeks, and that's like huge benefit for any startup or any company we are working with. As I mentioned previously, we are also following business approach in our development, so that we are checking every case from business perspective. And of course, we are always customer oriented. Sometimes we like trying to build something in addition for of what customer asked, because we always trying to build long-term relationships with customers and bring him something like a bonus. Yeah, and also now everyone is doing AI, and we are doing AI for 4 years, so it's not something new for us, and it's like huge request for AI components now in different kinds of projects. And if you have some need in AI, you can always contact us as well. Okay, what are we offering for startups? Basically, we can work with startup on any stage, and starting with proof of concept and MVP development. So we can do research, we can make competitors analysis, we can validate idea, we can do everything. Also, we can build a prototype before MVP. That's also really important now. So it's not taking too long, especially taking into account that we have AI developers on board, and it's like a huge value on the early stage of any startup. Talking about custom AI solutions, usually customers come to us when they use already something or build something and they are missing some piece or some model, and we can always like build this model and connect with their systems and make like everything smooth and clear. Also, yes, about development tips, that what I mentioned already, that we can like grow fast. Okay, that's some terms of how fast we can do things, and you can see that MVP is available within 2 months, even faster, because now we did 2 MVPs within 1 month every. So it, of course, it depends on scope and complexity, but anyway, it's like I would say from 4 to 12 weeks, independence of the scope and requirements. Okay, what have we done for startups and what we learned? What we learned and what we discussed with my colleagues, that startups rarely fail because of the code or because of some technical things, but the main points are wrong priorities. So sometimes they choose, I don't know, to invest in some research or not to build some prototype, to do some more side development, and many things that is not bringing product to the market, and weak trade-offs, which means that you can't get like everything at once. You can't get maximum scope at maximum speed and with maximum quality, and you need to choose what is most important, and we are trying to choose to help you in this choice. Also, if we talk about business context, you should always look on your product from business perspective, and what is it bringing to you, to your clients. And yeah, one more thing that sometimes there are teams that cannot evolve, meaning that sometimes some startup authors like struggle in terms of if I will not have CTO, I will not move forward. At the moment, we have such a customer which is considering that if he will not have CTO, he cannot develop the product. But that's so silly because he has all technical specification and everything, and we can build the prototype and MVP and move forward. But he is waiting for the moment when CTO will join him. But yeah, sometimes it happens, and we can't impact that. Okay, also every startup builds under pressure. So, you know, this runaway is limited, meaning that you have like limited money and limited time, and you need to develop something within this time and within this budget. And you should not like wait too long because some startups failed just because of that. I know several startups who failed just because they were waiting for something. They were not trying to build something small and go to the market, but they were waiting. One was waiting, and another startup did something similar and won the market. And also one other startup was waiting, and it was not, the idea was like not so good anymore. So you should really focus on what you are doing, and you should do it fast. And yes, of course, priorities change fast, and that's a fact, and you should always react fast. As one more thing, market feedback is incomplete, meaning that research wasn't done good enough before working on product, and that's also might be some interruption. Yeah, and you should always focus on building a product, not on something perfect, on building something perfect. Okay. Yeah, what startups need to succeed? Of course, client involvement in the process. That's what we learned because client should be communicated all the time with us, with our team, and then like we are becoming one team and we do everything together, and that's the only thing that works. Yeah, also regular communication, because sometimes we had some examples where we had communication like they give us some technical requirements, and when we were asking for some feedback, there was no feedback, and they said that they will give a feedback when everything will be ready. But that's not a good approach because during the development we have some ideas, we have some improvements, and clients should always react fast and yeah, and support us. Also, we are always trying to do small steps, like not to build something big and great from the beginning, but start small and build something ready and working, and move forward slowly with small steps. Also, we're always trying to get feedback, or we're trying to convince our customers to get feedback from real users. That helps a lot because you can't imagine what people think of your product before you try it. Yeah, and our conclusion is that you should always start with MVP on prototype. And of course, yeah, better done than perfect. That's the main slogan, I think. Okay. What causes project startups to fail? Yeah, and that's like opposite from previous one. Low client involvement, no team interaction, slow or missing feedback, trying to think about everything upfront. That's not working really. A waterfall approach is not working for startups as well because you have to adjust your product during the development. Yeah, and no validation with users. So, and now I will share some case studies of startups we've done. And the first one, this was application for wardrobe. Like you are taking pictures of your wardrobe, your clothes, and AI helps you to combine these clothes. And this startup failed. And it failed for several reasons. First of all, they had this waterfall approach. So they hadn't really been involved in development projects. They didn't want to give some feedback during the development. Also, they didn't test the product, the idea properly. And yeah, and also they have some problems within the team. And yeah, that's the main, I suppose. But this one is a successful startup. We started it from scratch. That's from Scandinavia, from Norway. So we created a platform for credit reports, and then it got, as you can see, 500K users, and it was very successful. And from day one, they were like deep in our communication. We were like actually, we were like one team, so we were building this product together, and our developers were part of their team, and we were growing together as well. So startup was growing, and we were growing, and the team from our side was growing as well. And next one is, yeah, this one, the Pharaoh was sold, and the client came back to us saying that he will build one more project, one more startup, and that's Hood. That's a social network for Norway, localized, special for Norway, with everything located in Europe, within Europe, and yeah, they built this social network, and it is quite successful. It's very fresh. It was built in the end of last year. So, and now they are like getting more users and also planning to um, add Sweden in this project. And the main idea is that everything is linked to your uh, local stuff and your geography. Like you share your location and you can do whatever you want. You can find nearby shops, you can find some events nearby, you can communicate with people nearby, like you can share the post. For example, I'm watching football, who can join me today, and people can join you like looking for location. So that was really nice and successful. And as you can see, they also got quite many users in the first quarter. And in the beginning, they had team of 5 developers, and now they have team of 20 developers. So they are growing fast, and we are growing together with them. This is one more project. That's also another customer. Velix, actually, he came to us on early development stage, asking to complete the development of his platform. And then we did it. And later on, he came again with this second project, hyperplexes, all related to health, some health app. The second one is related to Garmin watch. So like different kind of features and then the gamification and all the stuff he wanted. And we are still working with this client like for a long time now, and he's still coming to us, and that's also like a good good point to consider. Yeah, what do we offer? What kind of models? So, first one is time and material, meaning that we have some scope and we work of the scope and we invoice everything on a monthly basis usually. Like we develop some scope and we move forward. We develop second part and we move forward. Also, we offer dedicated team. Like for example, if you have some IT in-house and you're missing capacity, you can always ask for additional developers, business analysts, QA designers, whatever you need from us, and they will join your team and then will help you to do your project. And fixed price project, I think I should not explain deeply. So that's just a project within time and budget. Okay, here are some clients' testimonials, just for example. And yeah, here, if you will get this presentation, you can click and you can see more reviews on our catalog page. And that's actually all.
So thank you
Hello.
very much, Natalia. Yes,
Yeah.
questions. Questions.
So, I suppose it would be great, Natalia, to understand what sort of rates, because I'll speak for myself. So my scenario, I think, which I shared just before you
Mm-hmm.
joined, is I built my prototype and MVP in a
Mm-hmm.
no-code platform. So it's built on base 44.
Okay.
It's tested. The bit that I need is moving it onto something that's scalable.
Mm-hmm.
It would be great to understand that HUD, the social media platform thing in Norway is probably the most similar example of what I need. Can you give me an example of your pricing? So I get the times and material and I get the fixed price example because it's
Mm-hmm.
similar to what we work. I'm working consulting. It's what we is the only two versions that we use, right? But it'd be great to understand for that project at the beginning of it. So when you started, what was the team of developers made up of? So how many BAs did you have? How many devs? And do you charge per individual? Is your time and material like per individual? And can you time and material is great, but it's not great when there's a lot of rework, which works both ways because
Mm.
it means my requirements need to be good so you don't do rework, but it also means whoever's picking them up needs to understand what I'm trying to say and challenge in the right places. So how do you mitigate the risk of rework, and how do you price in a way that's competitive and doesn't just accrue loads and loads of
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, usually we do offer blended rate, so meaning that you shouldn't like pay for every specialist separately, but we have some rate which is blended. And then if we talk about standard development, not AI development, because it's a bit different, the rate is usually 45 or 55 in this range,
Per
even
hour?
from 40 to 45 euro per hour. That's the
Okay.
rate. That's a blended rate
And
for
how
standard
many
development.
and for that platform, like to scratch get it from scratch to 150,000 in 1 quarter or however long it took to build. I think you said it can take to get to MVP
Uh,
8 to 12 weeks.
yeah, it took I think half a year, maybe even less.
Okay. And how many people? I'm just trying to work out the cost.
They started with five, and now they have more than 20.
Right. Okay.
And the 20
But they are really like growing, and now they also ask to add AI stuff in there. So they are also now having AI developer on board, and also talking about development and AI development. There are like two approaches, because at the moment I have 3 startups started, and one is done already. Second one is like in development, and um, with one of them, we started with standard estimate, and later on we asked if they want to build it on AI platform. And thankful to that, we had less hours, but the rate is a bit higher for AI development. But anyway, for them, the cost was smaller, and they can scale and they can use all the AI benefits, like because it's developed from the beginning. So yeah, in every case we have, when someone is coming to us, first thing we do analysis. And usually when we talk about startups, we are not even taking some extra for this business analysis when we do it. Like, we just want to understand what you have at the moment, and just to make correct estimation of what you have to develop. And also at this stage, we can find different solutions and we can offer different approaches. And
so that's, if we call that your discovery phase, is your discovery phase, do you charge for that, or is that just built into your offer?
Usually it's built in the offer, and it takes like 2-3 days to make this discovery.
Okay.
If it's not a big project, of course, if there is like some huge system, we should have, I think, several weeks.
Yeah.
But
no, that's
but
helpful.
for startup it's like 2-3 days, and then we can do we can offer some different approaches, and then we are always trying to find the best solution and the cheapest one. So our goal is not like to get a lot of money, but our goal is to build product and to get something in our portfolio, especially if it's something interesting, something new. It's also interesting for us as the developers.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Yeah, actually it's yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that, if you've done your MVP on vibe coding, and because I use Replit, and they do have some code for the app that they've developed for us, because on Replit you can actually put the app, if I developed it further, they can actually put it on an app store. So there is a code. So if I gave you the code they've developed for my app, would you be able to use that, or would you want to start from scratch with the coding?
That's the same. We should take a look before we can answer.
Okay. And then
sometimes we can. So developer should really take a look and figure out if he can reuse something you have already.
Okay. And then what about maintenance and stuff? So after you develop the app, do you do maintenance for the apps as well? Is that part of the package as well?
Yeah. Actually, if you will check our webpage, you will find that we are offering lifetime warranty for our code, meaning that if we develop something, we do it good, and if it was not like no third parties trying to do some changes in code, it will work. So we are trying actually to do everything qualified from the beginning, but not to fix bugs later, it's like different approach, because you need to do it right and that's all. So, and you will not have to maintain it all the time if the code is good and everything works.
I've never heard of that before, of anybody guaranteeing their code.
Yeah, we have this statement of a patient, and that's also the reason that why we have long-term relations with our customers, because they know that if we build something, everything is fine, everything is working, and you can sell. Yeah, as I mentioned, we have examples when we build something, it was sold, it was good, it was successful, and it's still working and growing. So everything is fun, even without our participation. So, yeah.
Mm. And then in regards to, you said that you obviously you help startups scale up. So in regards to your cloud storage, what is there specific that you use, or is it up to us to choose, or do you have that as part of the package, advising on what cloud services to use?
We're advising usually, yes.
Okay.
We're always checking all options, and we're trying to explain which one is better from which perspective, because some services are better from development perspective, some are better from user experience, and we have to negotiate and then choose the right one for your business and for your needs. So it's not so obvious always, like we need
No.
to take this one and it's no other option. So yeah, always, and yeah, you should always think about the future and the thing that if you will grow, how it will work. Yeah, if it works for small user amounts, will it work the same way for big user amounts? So, and maybe in the beginning you need to choose the right one. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. So yeah, it's really interesting to work with startups, and yeah, now we have several on board. One is with uh, machine vision. So we built MVP where you can do a fitness exercise watching on your phone or laptop, and laptop is reading your moves and saying if you are doing something wrong. So that's something we built just now.
Did you have a question, Kyle? You turned off your mute for a minute.
Yes. Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks,
Hey.
Natalia. I was just curious if you could talk a little bit more about that example you gave about the company that failed, the one with the wardrobe app. We always go to the failures. I'm just curious for more details.
Uh, yeah, the main failure from our perspective is really the fact that they was not inside the development, because they like gave us this technical requirements in the beginning and said we want to see the whole scope, like, and that's all. And we are like, okay, but maybe we should change something, in process of development. When you start to build something and you understand that there's better way or better solution or something, and we were trying to reach the client and say that, hey, maybe we can change here something, and they were not really giving any feedback. They were saying like, you have all the requirements, please proceed and give us the product. Okay, of course we did what they asked, but it was not perfect, and also, as I mentioned, they have some internal, I don't know, some things like some misunderstandings, misagreements of what to do next, and how to develop the product and how to test the product. Actually, they didn't do any testing, because the product and the idea itself was really nice. And when we first saw this idea, we said, oh, very nice, and it will be cool to build something like that. But in the end, it was nothing. We built the app, but they didn't try to test it, to sell it, to do anything with that. So it's just, they just spent some money and that's all.
I see.
One other client I have, they were trying to build, it was a long time ago, but they were trying to build this kind of Waze. If you know Waze for cars, it's like navigation.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it was so similar to this Waze. It was like one to one. And I also saw that the idea is great, and all the designs, everything was so great, but they were trying to find more money. They were not trying to build MVP and start, but they were trying to find more money and build the whole product. And
Mm.
while they were trying to find more money, someone else started this product with limited functionality, and that's all. They failed.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
and it's the same market, and that's also the point. Startups should always keep in mind that you should be fast, because the ideas, like, they are always in the air, and there is no any guarantee that someone else is not building the same product at the same time, and it's just a matter of time that who will be quicker and I don't know, more active in terms of marketing, testing, and everything. And we always like appreciate when clients are asking for our advice. For example, this machine vision, which I mentioned, customer, he's every time we have a meeting, he's asking, how do you like my product, and what channels would you recommend to use to like develop this product, what kind of ways for development you see, what kind of next round of functionality would be great to have. So he's not trying to figure everything out by himself, but he's asking for advice, and then he's asking for our competence, and of course our business analysts, our developers, they can always say like, okay, it would be nice to have like these features, and then it would be great to start with this, and it will not cost you like thousands thousands of euro. It will cost you some 10,000 more. For example, this small MVPs we have now, the cost is around 13, 15K. So it's really like within the month they get the ready product, and they can go and talk with investors, talk with market, test with users. So do all the steps, and it's fast, and I think quite cheap, and yeah, so that they can move forward.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Well, thank you so much. I've told, I'm really very excited about what you do. I think it's really a good solution for a lot of people. Someone who has an idea and a way for them to be able to get to a guaranteed solution. I've never heard of that before. That's fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I will also add one more thing, that now we are also trying to build prototypes as much as we can, because sometimes you can try to explain something like from technical perspective or otherwise, but when you show something clickable, it's working best, and you know, like if something is predefined and pre-developed, it's always easy to change. Like there is like some main idea, and then if you see something, oh, okay, I want this, but I want to change that part, and it works always better than start with zero.
Right. Yes.
That's yeah.
Okay, so they're asking for your contact details. I'm going to put
Yeah.
your
I can send you this presentation and you can share, and then there is my
yes.
contact and everything.
Yeah, so there's I
Yeah.
put your
Yeah.
LinkedIn in
Yeah.
the chat, and yeah, if you send me your deck, then I'll send it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
All right.
yeah,
Very good.
hopefully it was useful to you, because it's really that's something we're facing every week. And yeah, I really want everyone to succeed, and
That's
and
great.
we are trying really to do our best, because if you succeed, we like move forward together, and that's good. Like that's
Right.
we are not we do not stop on some point. We grow. And it's always a pleasure to grow together.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank
Natalia. Thanks,
you.
Bye.
Martha, for organizing.
Bye.
Yep. Thanks,
Pleasure.
Martha.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Did I do that? Stop recording.